Well, this is it. The MIAA B Conference Championship is today here at Paul Russo Stadium at Calvert Hall's campus. It's the Concordia Prep Saints versus the Loyola Blakefield Dons. I'm Brooks Marco alongside Asher Davis. Concordia Prep comes into the game 9-2, 5-1 in the B Conference as the 2 seed. They're coming off a win in the semifinal game against St. Mary's 8-0, and they have losses to Avalon and the big one, Loyola, which was a score of 41-9 at Loyola Blakefield, as they're looking to redeem themselves today after that demolishing win from the Dons. For the Dons, they come in 8-2, coming off a win in the semifinals 35-0 over Boys Latin. They threw for 163 yards in that first matchup, combined with Jaden Moore and Marcus Hines, and ran for 166, and they're looking to keep that momentum going as they've won 4 in a row and looking to do what they did in their first time around against Concordia Prep. So the ball has been placed on the stand and we are ready to go. The Dons will receive this kickoff. "12 minutes on the clock, and we're underway in the MIAA B Conference Championship. This ball bounces, taken in by Zeke Jackson. Jackson up the middle of the field. Jackson gets room, and he gets up to the 35-yard line. A good return, and that's where the Loyola offense will start it out.
That was a good return by Jackson there. Kept the ball control even though it bounced in front of him. Was able to open up a couple of holes and kept fighting for yards even after some contact from the Saints, and got him down to a good field position to allow this Dons offense, who's been playing amazing this year, to start off this championship game.
So Marcus Hines takes the reins at quarterback. 2 to his left, 2 to his right, motions Jaden Moore to him. Takes it, looks for more, now throws it the other way. It's tipped up and almost intercepted. Getting a hand on it was Terrell Barty, and it'll be second down.
That was a huge play from Concordia Prep, interrupting the screen pass, which probably would have broken off for a solid amount of yards due to the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of Saints players on that side of the field, and that definitely disrupted the momentum of the offense. They have to figure out a way to keep this drive alive on the second play.
He was looking to go short for Micah Robinson, and it would have been a disaster to start it out. Play action, Hines has time, throws it, it almost intercepted again. What a start for the Concordia Prep defense, and it's 3rd and 10.
Another short pass attempt from the Dons offense, and overall, this is a very different Concordia team than the one that we saw last time these teams faced off, with the offense of Loyola going very, very slow comparatively to the last time that we saw these teams go up against each other.
And maybe a little bit of nerves from Marcus Hines to start it out.
That was a hospital pass right there. Took a big hit.
All right, so 3rd and 10. Hines in trouble, running away, gets one away, and it's incomplete. There's going to be a flag thrown at the end of it. Getting in there was Sonny Matug Jr., and coming up slowly now is Marcus Hines. It looks like we're going to get a roughing the passer from Matug, and that'll keep it going.
Even though that keeps the Loyola offensive drives alive, that is a scary sight to see if you were the Loyola coach, Anthony Zayu, right there. Marcus Hines has been playing fantastically all throughout this year, and it is definitely a hope of the coaches that he is all right. He is running back out on the field, so he will be able to continue. But that penalty will keep this drive alive and possibly change momentum early in this game.
A free 15 after a rough start. Hines throwing 3 passes, not good, in danger. And we're going to get a flag here.
Maybe is it a legal formation possibly?
I do believe it's on the Dons.
The refs are talking it over. And there's a discussion going on between the referees and the Concordia coaches.
Yeah, I believe it was thrown on the Saints as he was arguing with the Saints. It's going to be a sideline warning, I guess. Something going on there, but it'll remain 1st and 10. Under center now is Hines. First handoff for Micah Robinson, and he's hit behind the line, and they stop him up there.
That is the first run play that we've seen this game. Micah Robinson has been playing fantastic throughout this year, but that is a rare sight to see, him being stopped at the line. This could be a interesting start, to say the least, for the Dons offense. Not looking as much like a well-oiled machine as they normally do.
Robinson had 19 carries for 109 yards in their first bout. He also had a touchdown to add on to it. That's not a good start for him there. Loyola hasn't got any yards so far yet on offense, just the 15-yard penalty, and we're going to get a timeout from Loyola to start it out. 10:50 left in the first quarter. Concordia looks good on defense. We'll take a break. So we're back now. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Jaden Moore now at quarterback after Hines had his rough start. It'll go with a read option, bounces out to the left. Jaden Moore down the sideline. 1st down and way more, runs out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And there comes the offense with the big run from Jaden Moore.
That's the first play that we've seen Jaden Moore on the field or being used, and that is exactly the kind of play that he's meant for. Running a quarterback, he is a throwing threat. If you watched any other games that he's been a part of, he's gotten a couple of good throws, but he is an absolute powerhouse on the run. He makes quick cuts efficiently and takes the large open parts of the field and just uses his speed to destroy other defenses, and that's what you just saw there, giving Loyola a bit of a confidence boost and possibly helping their offense get a morale.
Hines now at the quarterback position. He's going to hand it off to Robinson, who bounces out to the right. Micah Robinson gets the edge, looks like a horse collar, and a flag's going to be thrown for it as he got about 5 or 6. But that should give them, I believe, 15 extra, or it'll be half the distance. Maybe an automatic 1st down, but going back to Jaden Moore, he's had a total of 1,359 yards all year, and the second to him is Marcus Hines, and he has 833. So he has really been a dominant force so far this year for the Dons.
Speaking of Jaden Moore, here he comes back to the huddle. That was a very blatant horse collar tackle right there. So these penalties have really been destroying the Concordia defense's opportunities to take advantage of the miscues of the Loyola offense. Let's see what Moore does here.
Yeah, the penalties definitely didn't help the Saints last time, as they're going to give it to Robinson, and he's going to get to about the 5-yard line for a gain of a couple.
Takes it down just inside the 6-yard line.
Robinson is not only a very strong runner, but he's also incredibly fast. Oftentimes he'll bounce out to the outside and just run right around defensive players. This is a huge play right here. Could possibly punch it in the end zone, get on the field, on the clock early.
To the left, under center is Hines. He goes play action, looking right, throws it right, and it's too high. It was intended for Nathaniel Jackson, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Marcus Hines is having a very off game throwing tonight. For a quarterback who has an over 60% completion rate, he is currently going with a 0 for, I think, 4 passes.
Yeah, hasn't completed one so far.
Not exactly what you like to see it to start off, but with Jaden Moore's big run, a couple of clutch penalties, Don's offense is in scoring position here.
Hines in the shotgun, takes it, throws up a fade for Jaden Moore, and it's broken up on the coverage there. Was Josh Derry.
A lot of times the Loyola offense will, when they're close to the end zone, they will just kind of throw up a lob pass to a receiver and hope that they can beat the defensive back, but Jaden Moore was unable to do so on this last throw. And now we got Connor Becks out here. Connor Becks has been consistent throughout this year, to say the least.
Yep, this shouldn't worry them too much. About 23 yards.
That's it.
And it's good to start out the Dons up 3-0. So big run from Jaden Moore and the help of a penalty, and they get on the board with 9:33 left in the first quarter. We'll take a break on the Loyola Sports Network. So Beck's on to kick it away for the Dons after they cash in 3 on their first drive of the game. Derry takes it in at about the 10-yard line, and he's going to get up to the 28-29 gain, or a return of about 19 yards.
Nice job from Giannis Kligas slowing Terry down right there, preventing him from really gaining a lot of yards after that. Giannis Kligas is a sophomore at Loyola. He's definitely a big part of this defense. He's a linebacker. He's doing quite well. So let's see if he makes any big plays on this opening drive for Concordia.
So the junior Jordan Brooks is the quarterback for the Saints to get their offense going. And they did not do a good job their first bout. Let's see what they can do here. It's a handoff up the middle, breaking a tackle. Jaden Austin into Loyola territory. What a start.
Jaden Alston with the carry. Enough for a Saints first down.
That's a big play, giving the Concordia Saints a lot of momentum here. Loyola's got to figure out a way to switch the pace of this game. So far, Concordia has either put a stop to the offense or just ripped through the defense. They need to figure out how to stop this obvious shift in momentum.
Ball at the Loyola 46. The Dons definitely look a little bit nervous here. Big crowd on hand. Championship game. Throw goes right side up to the 40-yard line. It's Everett Dingle Jr., the senior, and he gets 6.
It's a good play right there. The blocking from the receivers around Dingle were really just amazing. It kept the defensive backs of the Loyola defense from getting into the backfield and causing a loss, and allowed Everett Dingle Jr. to really get some extra yards and put his offense in a good second down position.
Brooks in the shotgun. Austin is back. Throws it left. Dingle again. Dingle making moves. Dingle a first down. Stays on his feet. And he's inside the 25-yard line.
Huge play right there. Same play on the other side, and that time it seems like the blocking was even better from the receivers, keeping those Dons out of the backfield and just opening up a giant hole in between them. And that allowed for Dingle to make a couple moves, break a few tackles, and get within the red zone, or just outside of it at least.
First and 10, Concordia Prep for the Dons.
So a great start for Concordia Prep on the offensive end. 3 plays, and they're on the heels of the red zone. Austin will get the carry, and he will get into the red zone for Concordia with a gain of 5.
Big thing for Loyola's defense to focus on is to wrap up on contact, on first contact at least, from ball carriers off, on the opposing teams. And so far they've been doing that well this season, but in this game they have not been able to really complete that objective, allowing a lot of yards after contact from the Concordia players.
Brooks, play action, throws it. Dingle, his 3rd catch of the game, and gets up close to that marker. He is going to be short. It'll be 3rd down and inches for the Saints. That's 3 catches for Dingle, 3 completions for Brooks. First 3rd down of the game for Concordia.
This drive is going a whole lot better for Concordia than the offense of the Dons. No penalties on either side this drive, but one here could completely change how this drive is going. The Dons need to make a stop and force Concordia to at least attempt a field goal. They are in 4th down territory here, though, close to the marker.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Austin up the middle. He didn't get it.
That was a huge stop by the Dons. The defensive line and linebackers really just stuffed up the middle, and they seemed to predict exactly what that play was going to do. And it looks like the Concordia players are begging to go for the 4th down. There's Giannis Kligas on the tackle. And they're going to go for it.
They lost a little bit. It'll be 4th down and 1. And this is a huge play momentum-wise for both sides.
Defense is definitely fired up right now. They've made a huge play. Energy is being felt throughout the stadium and on the field. Let's see if that will play a factor here.
Pretty similar formation. Brooks stays in the shotgun. He takes it high. Hands to Austin. I don't know if he got it.
Doesn't look like it, and
didn't look like it. He did not.
Now that is a huge momentum shift. Loyola's defense is certainly performing much better than their offense. That was a bend, don't break mentality. Anto Saka with the tackle. That was another big player for the Dons. Anto Saka has been doing quite well throughout this year. Has multiple tackles for loss against separate teams for the Dons defense. And that's just another one in his large amount.
So the ball is at the 15-yard line. 5:18 left in the first quarter. The Dons offense takes the field again.
Please find a seat. We do not allow you to stand up against the rail. Please find a seat. Thank you.
This is a big drive for the Dons offense, trying to reestablish momentum and build off what their defense gave them.
Robinson gets the carry up the gut, and he will get 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Robinson has been playing fantastic throughout this season, and this game he's starting to slowly pick up where he left off from the last Concordia game. 6 yards on that carry, and that is just going to tack on to his amazing season that he's had so far. He has 666 yards rushing coming into this game, leading his team, so he's definitely hoping to build on that number.
Hines gives it to Robinson again, and Robinson is going to have the 1st down.
Getting those chains moving are a huge objective for the Loyola Dons to get, as they need to take every yard that they can get against this Concordia defense, who have looked spectacular throughout this game. Micah Robinson there really helped him out, lowering the shoulder and just powering his way through. As I said, he's a power runner with speed. Dangerous combination.
So they just get it. Ball at the 25-yard line here. It's Robinson again, and this time he doesn't do much. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
We're in the same play 3 times in a row, and Concordia has had enough. Simply just stuff him at the line, prevented him from really pushing against that middle.
Definitely a different type of formation than usual. They got 3 back there with Hines and kept giving it to Robinson. That time it did not work.
Yeah, a lot of motion behind the line for the Dons.
So they're going to give them 1 on that. It'll be 2nd down and 9. This time they change the formation. Under center is Hines. He goes play action. He's in trouble. He gets one away. This is Nathaniel Jackson, and he does not get much. a gain of about 3. It's third down.
Good job of Hines to stay very cool and collected in the pocket, understanding that he had been blitzed and taking the check down option, picking up some yards.
Yeah, that first time on the slip screen, it was almost taken the other way.
A lot of near misses for the Concordia defense, 4 interceptions. And now we got Jane Moore on the field, Marcus Hines and Micah Robinson, a dangerous trio.
3 to the right, 1 to the left for Hines, who's in the shotgun. His back is Robinson. He drops back to throw, throws it. It's caught, breaking a tackle, and getting the first down for the Dons is Noah Bull.
Noah Bull has been doing very well this year. He actually has 203 yards to his name receiving, so he is the second highest receiver.
So Hines, the junior, goes to the senior Bull to get the first down. Ball at the 38-yard line. Hines hands it off up the middle to Robinson, and running behind blockers, going to get a push up past the 40-yard line.
It was a good push from the Loyola offense. Gave him a couple extra yards.
About 3. Second down for Loyola.
Good small pickup from Robinson. It's going to give him the ability to keep this drive alive.
So it looks like the Dons have resorted to a little bit more conservative running the ball, not airing it out as much, recognizing Hines isn't ready for that so far, but now the quarterback is Jaden Moore. And he takes it, and he's going to give it. It's Kendrick Worthington, called up from JV, and he doesn't do much there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hesitation on the handoff there. Definitely threw off the flow of that play.
He made a little bit of an impact against Boys Latin in his first varsity game. And right there, that's not a good start for him. It's third down and 8. 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Hines is going to take this snap. Let's see if he'll throw. He's not been that successful this game.
He is back to throw. He goes short. It's Jaden Moore. Watch out. He's great with his legs. Hops over a guy, and he's got the first down.
That is a huge play right there. Risky, but knowing Jaden Moore, only one person against him is not really going to do a whole lot to stop him. So even though he had it in the backfield, he was still able to break out, use his speed, and then jump over a man, which for him is not as surprising as for many other players. He's a very athletic guy. It's not very rare to see him make interesting moves like that.
Hines is under center. He gives it. Robinson falls forward to the 47-yard line, gain of 4, and they're into Saints territory. And 20 seconds left in the first quarter. That may bring an end to it. We'll see.
It's a solid pickup right there from Robinson.
And it looks like that should be it for the first quarter. So the Saints had a good drive to answer the Dons after they started up 3-0, but the Dons stop them on 4th down, and now trying to put a drive together here to start the second quarter. We'll take a break on the Loyola Sports Network. So now at the start of the second quarter, Loyola is up 3-0 over Concordia Prep. Here in the MIAA B Conference Championship, they're going to go with a screen to Jaden Moore, who gets some blocking and is just going to run out of bounds. He's got the first down at the 38-yard line.
Good comparison there. We've seen a screen repeated on separate sides of the play from both sides. One time it was thrown to Moore for Loyola, and the other time it was thrown to Dingle Jr. for Concordia. Seems like they're kind of mimicking the playbook.
We do have a flag, though, and this is going to be a hold.
Oh, that'll kill a lot of momentum.
I believe that was on the block that Moore used to get upfield. And that'll bring them back 10 and make it second down and long.
Yeah, that's rough right there. Moore had a lot of room to move, but that's definitely due to the fact that there was a holding. Second down and 20, back in their own territory.
Hines takes it low, it's out, and we're going to see who has this. It looks like Hines fell back on it, but that's going to make it third and forever.
Snap was fumbled there, but I think that's more on the center than it is on Hines. Snapped very low, and in this cold conditions, if your fingers are even just a little bit stiff, you're not really going to be able to handle that football. And for that, that snap has to be pretty good, and that was not a good one.
It's going to be third down.
I would not be surprised to see on this third down play Jaden Moore possibly taking the quarterback position, as that's what they like to do. They like to throw some different looks for him, but he will not this time go into the wide receiver.
Maybe try and keep it conservative here, not trying to do too much. And they will go on the screen. Moore stays on his feet and doesn't get much, and it's going to be fourth down. So he's looked for Moore throughout the game, mostly short passes. That one right there was one that didn't really work.
No, that's true right there. Moore was just really not able to turn his body upfield until a little bit later, and he got held down by a couple of Concordia players who blocked his running lanes, and at that point, you're just not going to be able to pick up 30 yards in a screen play. It seemed like that one was just going to try and get some of what they lost back. But Connor Becks is also a punter here, as long as 59 yards, so pretty long.
And this one just got away. They're going to say it was blocked, and they took it. They took the punt that was blocked, and then it was fumbled by Marcus Hawkins. And we have a pileup, and this could be a prayer answered, but it's going to be Concordia Prep football.
That was a huge play for Concordia to get that back. The pressure was very good to put that the hand in there for the punt. As I said, Becks is very good at punting, but that time he was prevented from getting his leg kind of on that ball correctly. Had that ball been recovered by Loyola, though, that would have been a game changer. For now, incredible field position for the Saints.
No, maybe not the best decision there to take that one in, trying to be proactive off that blocked punt. But this is going to be great starting field position at the 42-yard line, down 3-zip for the Saints. Brooks in the shotgun, fakes the give. Now he's looking to run, gets out to his right. Watch out. Jordan Brooks out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and it's a first down for the Saints.
It's a good move by Brooks there. He was had some pressure put on him from the edges, had a hand on him when he was trying to escape, but was able to shake it off and continue going down the right side of the field and keep the momentum on Concordia's side. The defense last time for the Dons was kind of in a bend don't break mentality, not really able to put a stop to the earlier Saints attempts at getting down the field. So they can't really afford to do that here. Saints already almost in field goal position, if not they're already in it.
So that was a gain of 12 for Jordan Brooks with his legs. And now Dingle is back to take the snap. Brooks is out wide, and they're going to flip it. It's Josh Derry getting to the edge. Derry accelerates. Derry's inside the 10, and he scores.
That was just an overall collapse on the defense. They were not really able to block the running lanes. Josh Derry used his speed there. That might be why he's the kick returner, and got Concordia up early in this game. Remember, the Dons are on the board with that field goal, though.
And that is a start 10 times better than what they saw in that first game against Loyola. It wasn't really the bad start. It just kind of got out of hand, but this is definitely on pace to be a lot better, as they have taken the lead at 6-3 with an extra point coming.
Loyola's definitely got to change something right now, throwing a new look at the Concordia's defense or offense, as on both sides of the ball, Concordia has been really dominating.
Bentz's extra point is good. 9:53 left in the first half in the MIAA B Conference Championship. We will be back on the Loyola Sports Network.
It is Concordia Prep 7, Loyola 3.
So Derry runs it in from 30 yards on the little flip from Dingle. That's going to be technically be a pass from Dingle, as it was forward. So that's going to be a passing touchdown for Concordia Prep. They have a 7-3 lead here in the first half, and this one goes to the 30-yard line for the Dons, and that's where they'll start it. What do they have to change after two drives? First one, they got points, but they were two really big plays, one being a penalty and one being a run from Jaden Moore, and the second drive hurt by a penalty, and it just went out of hand. What do they have to change here to get it going in the second quarter?
Well, for starters, they've got to establish a real pass game. Passing it on a screen to Jaden Moore is simply not a game plan that you can sustain. With the kind of defense that Concordia has, they'll be able to read that every single time after a certain point, and we're nearing that point very soon. So we have to throw something new at them and give them a new look, which they haven't really been able to do. Marcus Hines needs to get into a flow, and this next couple of drives will depend on whether we get to see that.
And we're going to get a whistle, and that's going to be a delay of game.
We've got a penalty. Delay of game on the offense.
And after those first couple throws from Marcus Hines, they have abandoned passing across the middle of the field. It's all been screens and stuff. Again, as you said, that's not really going to work, and they're going to be able to read it.
Again, Marcus Hines has been doing quite well this year as a receiver and as a passer. Marcus Hines has had a 60% exactly completion rate, and for tonight, it's been much lower. That's going to be a jet sweep to Jaden Moore.
Moore doesn't do anything there. He's going to lose yards, and it'll be second down and 20 after the penalty.
Although Jaden Moore is an amazing player, you really can't rely on him to do everything there, because they ran that play before the delay of game was called, so Concordia kind of knew what was happening, but instead of giving them a new look, they just repeated what they had. And Concordia in the backfield there, really limiting the gains, and this is going to be a second and long.
And do they consider switching to Jaden Moore? He's thrown 600 passing yards throughout the year. Definitely an option they have, as Marcus Hines has not gotten off to a great start, and now goes across the middle, and that one almost intercepted. Marcus Hawkins got his hands on it. It was intended for Shane Elliott, and it's third down and 20. A disaster start for Loyola, and it just could get worse at this point.
Absolutely. Although the score on the scoreboard is close, it's really watching the game that determines of who's truly winning. And right now, Concordia is absolutely dominating this game. It doesn't show it on the scoreboard, but they have a very good look to start this game. But Marcus Hines needs to figure out what he's going to do offensively to keep himself at the quarterback position. Let's see if they allow him to throw. They will.
They're going to go with a screen to Micah Robinson. Makes a move. Flag comes out, and Robinson just doesn't do anything. They have been everywhere tonight. Crowd loud, momentum on their side. And this is going to be a hold on Loyola. Should be declined, and it'll be 4th down if they decline it, and they will.
This is a whole other Loyola team than what we saw last time, as opposed to the smooth offense that we've been able to see throughout most of the year. There's penalties, there's miscues, there's a lot of players up from Concordia allowed in the backfield. Defensively, they've been doing okay, but they keep allowing big plays to break off.
And a whistle here. We're going to get a timeout from Concordia Prep. 9:08 left in the first half. Concordia looking good. We'll take a break. So Loyola on to punt it away. It's Connor Becks. Gets one high in the air and going to bounce forward. Great Loyola bounce. And this one is going to settle at about the 42-yard line of the Saints. 8:56 left in the second quarter. The Saints up 7-3. And I said disaster start. And I say that just because you can feel the momentum in the stadium. It's all on Concordia's side.
I mean, yeah, there is a certain buzz from one side of the field, and it is not Loyola's for sure. Right now, the crowd is certainly not really getting into it, and for a team that hasn't really been able to get fired up, Loyola needs a good crowd energy, and they're not getting it. They need a big play or maybe even multiple for their crowd to really get their factor in.
There's 4 wide for the Saints as it's taken high and a handoff to Austin, and he doesn't get much. Anto Saka getting in there, and it's 2nd down.
Anto Saka has been playing fantastic this year. 79 total tackle for losses from the Loyola defense this year, and Anto Saka definitely represents a good portion of that number. Let's see if they can continue those kind of numbers tonight. From the looks of it, the defense might need to be the ones who make a step up and get the momentum shifted back towards the Dons. As if we keep allowing them to put points on the board, the Saints are just going to run right over us.
They throw it out to the right. Marquise Edmond gets about 7, and it'll be 3rd down and short.
This is a big 3rd down for the defense. Anto Saka definitely put a little bit of a timer on the Concordia Saints quarterback, to say the least. He was in the backfield there, but they were able to dump it out to number 4 on the Saints. And right now, this is looking a little bit better for the Dons than it has all game. They had a good stop earlier, but then the next drive, it was a 2-play drive for a touchdown. The figure eight out a way to neutralize Dingle.
So here's a big 3rd and 3. Brooks is under center. His back is Austin. He's going to get the carry up the gut, and it's going to be right at that marker. Let's see what the officials signal. We'll see where they spot it.
Might bring out the chains for this one.
No signal yet. So they converge in there. And
time for a measurement.
They're going to bring out those chains, I believe.
Yeah, that is a necessary decision. This is a close game right now, but Loyola definitely needs to figure out a way to shift momentum, as that's playing a huge factor. But let's see how this measurement goes. It could definitely affect the way that this game
It's going to be
goes.
short.
Yeah, that does look pretty short. And this call will definitely light up the crowd, which is exactly what Loyola needs. Depending on which way it goes, it looks like it's Loyola's side. They're signaling like it is from the Dons, but obviously they're going to.
Yeah, it definitely does look short. But now we're reworking it here.
That looks short.
It's going to be 4th down and less than a yard for Concordia Prep.
That is a huge call right there.
4th and inches.
They're definitely going to bring
Time
their
for
offense
Loyola's
back on.
side to get into it. That offense should definitely stay on the field. 7:57 left in the second quarter. Maybe want to watch that sneak up front
Absolutely, the
from
sneak
Brooks,
has
who's
been
going to be under center.
sneak has been a weakness for the Dons defense. Saw it a couple times against McDonough when they had that big loss to them. Seems to be some commotion on the sidelines. Give me a timeout or no? Are they going to punt?
I'm not quite sure what's going on right now.
They're bringing out the. From what I remember, number 54 on the Saints is a defensive player, so this could be an interesting look.
Now they are going to keep the offense on the field here.
Probably a good decision.
As Concordia breaks the huddle. Brooks, no, they're not going to go with a sneak. Brooks is going to be in the shotgun. He's going to have 2 to the left, 2 to the right. His back is Austin. Now backs up behind the running back, and he's going to punt it. Wow, what a call there. And this one bounces forward, and it's going to be at the 15-yard line. Interesting call, but Jordan Brooks does a pretty good job. Loyola inside the 20-yard line, 7:31 left in the second quarter. Interesting call there.
Yeah, I like that call for the Saints right there, because instead of risking it and going for it on 4th down and possibly giving the Dons a reason to celebrate, get their crowd back into it, instead they allowed Brooks to have a solid kick and pin the Dons back. And with how the Dons offense has been rolling, or I say not rolling, I guess, they definitely need the field position, and they're not going to get it on their side after that kick. This game has a lot of interesting moments so far. Let's see if that continues. Jane Moore is on the field. Right now we're looking at different ways that this Dons offense could get rolling. We've had some difficulty getting the ball moving, and right now it's a possibility that there could be a quarterback change. And although it could happen, like a quarterback change could occur, that does not mean that Marcus Hines would not be a big participant in this game, as Marcus Hines is actually the 3rd highest receiver in terms of yards on his team with 169.
But he's going to keep at quarterback for now. Has time in the pocket. Now looking to use his legs and gets a couple. Still, really, this offense not doing much. And good coverage downfield as well from the Saints.
Absolutely. That was a good idea for Hines to tuck it and run, because he did get a lot of Saints faked out when he tried the play action maneuver there, but didn't have a whole lot of openings downfield. Good thing he didn't force it, possibly turning it over. Turnover at this part of the field would be disastrous for the Dons.
Hines is back to throw again. Now looking to run again. This time he's going to do better and get up close to that 1st down. It will be a gain of 5, and it will be 3rd down. So gets 2 more than last time, but still
2 Saints players are
nothing
down.
big. As, yeah, you said it, 2 Saints players are down.
Hey, look,
One of them is Gabe MacArthur, and it does not look good.
yeah, this is huge. You don't normally see two players go down in the same play. This is not a good look for the Saints right now. You do not want to see this. Looks like we in a lot of pain right now. We'll cut to break.
Yep. So Gabe MacArthur is helped off the field. Looks like an injury to his ankle, knee, something down there. Definitely wasn't a lot of pain. But it is going to be 3rd and 1 for Loyola, and they're going to give a handoff up the middle, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, good job pushing the pile there.
Micah Robinson gets the first down, and they're doing it slowly, but hopefully looking to move the ball.
Yeah, this Saints defense has given up not a whole lot of big plays except for one that they gave up to Moore. But they're going to need to keep that consistent because Loyola loves to have small gains of decent yards and just kind of wears out the defense of the opposing teams oftentimes.
Jaden Moore now taking the snap, fakes it, gets outside, and Moore gets about 5. It'll be 2nd down.
Solid pickup there. Jaden Moore has been a very efficient quarterback so far this game, but he hasn't had a lot of throwing to do.
2nd down and 6 for the Dons.
Much better for a read option kind of play.
We'll see if they keep him at quarterback.
Had one earlier that was shut down, but that was when he was handed to Kendrick Worthington. He is not going to stay at quarterback. Instead, he's going to take a wide receiver positioning.
2nd and 6. This one bobbled by Hines, still loose. Concordia thinks they have it by the sideline reaction and the players' reaction, and they do have it.
Wow, that is a huge game here. Yet to have a turnover.
KG Matuge with the recovery, and Marcus Hines has just had a disaster start to the game, hasn't completed many passes for many yards, and then a fumble right there. Had one earlier in the game as well, didn't handle a snap, but they got on it. But this has just not been good for the Dons if they don't have a quarterback.
Absolutely. They might need to have a quarterback switch. We've been saying it all game, but Jaden Moore has had the much more consistent flow of yards, but he's not being put in a quarterback. Keep in mind, Jaden Moore is a sophomore, so sometimes there's a little bit of hesitancy as an offensive coach. to put a younger player in, especially in a game this big. But they might just try and stick with the game plan, which is to have Hines at quarterback.
And we're going to get a delay of game here for Concordia, as I believe Dingle was back to receive that snap. 5:54 left in the second quarter. Ball at the 30-yard line of Loyola for the Saints.
We have seen Dingle play a lot of different positions. He's played wide receiver, been doing well there. We've seen him line up under the as a quarterback.
And he's doing it again here. He fakes the give to Derry, runs straight up the middle of the field, and he's got close to a first down, and they're going to give it to him. Gets exactly 15, and it was 1st and 15 now, 1st and 10.
Seems like Dingle is kind of a different version of Jane Moore for the Saints. Sometimes he'll line up as a wide receiver, and sometimes he'll line up as a quarterback. So far, he's been doing great using his legs and picking up yards, and so is Derry for the Saints. Smart idea to fake it to him. And these offenses, though they're running similar plays, they're certainly not performing in similar ways.
And Dingle is back to take another snap here. Technically has a passing touchdown to Derry. Look to give it to him. Now going to keep it again, similar to the last time, and he's going to get 3.
Good thing that the Don's defense was able to pick themselves back up. They put a stop to that. And this could be an interesting decision for the Concordia coaches. Do you continue letting Dingle run the ball at the center, which has been going quite well for them, or do you try some passing plays? Seems like they'll keep Dingle as the quarterback.
Dingle has 3 to the left, 1 to the right in the shotgun. He takes it, rolls right, gonna keep it himself, stays on his feet, and is hit hard and take it down inside the 10. It will be 3rd and 3.
That was a big hit right there, had his head up. And it looks like there's a Loyola player down.
That is Liam Powell.
He's getting up though, so that is good to see.
Yep. Maybe something with the ankle there. Running a little awkwardly. 4 minutes left in this first half.
This is a big 3rd down
Yeah,
here.
this is a big one. If they can score, it'll be a 2-possession game. And with the way the offense is looking, I mean, Loyola is in shambles offensively. And, I mean, the one guy they're going to have to turn to is Jaden Moore. He's the other quarterback, and, you know, they've tried to get him going throughout the game, but haven't given him a lot of looks at the quarterback position. They may need to start doing that.
Yeah, but let's see if the defense can hold strong. They've been doing well throughout this game.
Dingle, another keeper, and this time he doesn't get anything. And it's 3rd down, or excuse me, 4th down.
That was a big play right there.
Loss of 1 on the play will bring up 4th down for Concordia Prep.
So a loss that time, and I believe they would resort to a field goal, but we'll see.
They faked a play and punted. Let's see if they could fake a field goal. That'd be interesting.
No, they're keeping the offense out there. There is no Jordan Brooks on the field. It's Everett Dingle looking to run the offense. 2:48 left in the second quarter.
Jordan Brooks is going to run back out there, though. Oh, he's coming back.
No, he's coming back. There's 8 on the play clock. They got to make a decision here. There's no way they can get a snap off now. They're going to have to call timeout.
Oh, that is big.
And they will. 2:30 left in the second quarter. The MIAA B Conference Championship will take a break. So they're going to resort to a field goal now.
Dingle is the holder here. Interesting fact.
This should be about 25, 26 yards. And Betts is blocked. It's picked up
Is that a
and
touchdown?
ran in. I don't know if you can do that. It's a touchdown.
That is
Are
a
you
touchdown
kidding?
for the Saints.
Bryce Davis runs it in. It's a live ball, and he picked it up and took it in. Who knew that could happen?
I didn't. That is a disastrous play for Loyola in what could have been huge. A blocked field goal would have put Loyola right back in this game. Instead, they seem to be possibly taken out of it.
Now, the officials are in a huddle here.
Let's see.
Bench was blocked, and just great heads-up play. There's a flag down, though. There is a flag down.
If it is roughing the kicker, this could be interesting. Now, to my knowledge, if the field goal is blocked, you can pick it up. I think you can advance it. I think that's what the officials are talking about right now. It does, as if I'm right, work just like a normal fumble.
We'll see here. Looks like the official may be going over to talk to the Concordia coach. Still talking it over.
They're holding up their arms.
And it's a touchdown.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This can't get any worse for the Loyola Dons.
There's a flag down. It's going to be on sportsmanlike conduct on Concordia. That's what the flag was for. It didn't have anything to do with that play. And, well, I think I've seen it all now.
I know. Down 2 scores. Right now, the Dons have got to figure out something. The pressure was amazing there, too. They did everything right except for allowing Bryce Davis to advance the ball into the end zone.
There was an unsportsmanlike conduct of Concordia Prep.
They've got to watch that. Emotions are going to run high in this championship game, so the Saints have got to make sure that the Saints and Dons, for that matter, need to make sure that they keep the emotions and the actions in check.
So the score 13-3, 2:21 left in the second quarter, and Bentz is on to make it 14-3. And Loyola did receive the kickoff to start the game, so the Saints will get that second half kickoff, and it could be up 11 if they can't do anything with 2:21 left, and almost blocked again, but it is through, and it is an 11-point Concordia Prep lead. What a turnaround from that first game. We'll take a break in the MIAA B Conference Championship. The Dons are in trouble. right, so now on a kick it away, it'll be 15 yards after the unsportsmanlike conduct, after the touchdown, and then another 5 on a sideline interference that happened over the break.
Yeah, these penalties are going to push the kick return unit back a lot, but honestly, even with those penalties, this is a Concordia Saints game so far. That's a huge kick.
That's a great kick from Bentz, taken by Robinson at the 20, who runs straight up the middle of the field and pushes forward up close to midfield at about the 48, 49-yard line. But the offense has to get going here, and that may start with that quarterback change to Jaden Moore, as we have mentioned throughout the game.
It's definitely a thought on probably everyone here's minds, and Jaden Moore is running out. Remember, Marcus Hines has been doing well as a receiver this year, but it seems like they're going to put Jaden Moore as a receiver again.
Yeah, Marcus Hines continues at the quarterback position, motions Moore in front of him, takes it, drops back to throw, goes down the field, and it's caught at the first down marker by Moore. And now they start to throw down the field, and they get it inside the 40-yard line. Maybe something good is starting here, as they're going to have short field after those penalties and a good return from Micah Robinson.
That's Marcus Hines' first big throw, or at least throw from in front of the line of scrimmage at least.
They're going to mark him at the 40-yard line, excuse me, not inside of it.
This is the first time the Dons have really been in Saints territory in quite some time. They got to take advantage. Even just a field goal would be big here.
Hines throws it deep down the field. Coming back to catch it is Bull. Incomplete, but 2 flags are going to rein in for pass interference.
That is absolutely a pass interference call. He held on to his arm, prevented him from turning around.
Noah Bull, the intended receiver.
Noah Bull has had a great game, has had a great year so far as a receiver. Could have added on to his already large amount of receiving yards with that play, but he was held back. That's going to be a big penalty if it is in favor of the Dons. I imagine it will be.
So I believe that's 15 yards, and it will have them at the 25-yard line on the heels of the red zone.
Remember, with 1 minute and 56 seconds in this first half, there is more than enough time for them to score, and I believe the Dons have 2 timeouts. Concordia only has 1.
3 to the left, 1 to the right. Jaden Moore fakes it. Now running to his left. Moore getting to the edge and then jumping out of bounds. Didn't do too much. Getting the crowd going.
It's a smart move right there from Moore. The crowd for Loyola is definitely getting more into it than they were earlier.
Excuse me, that was a gain of 7. And they're into the red zone.
Jaden Moore has had a huge game, or has had a huge performance on this drive. Let's see. Certainly an impact. Marcus Hines has definitely picked up on this specific drive. They've definitely started to trust him a little bit more after that one completion.
He used to throw it. Now he tucks it and to run it, and he's going to lose yardage. Loses about 2. It's third down and 5 from the 20. 1:35 left in the second quarter as it ticks on. 11-point lead for the Saints.
Right now, this third down is going to be huge. Although a field goal would put them back in within a 1-score game, as long as they could be able to get the 2-point conversion, it is going to be much more beneficial for the Dons to be able to get a touchdown here, as that'll put them within just a field goal.
Here's Hines rolling to his right. Gets one away, but it's to nobody, and we're going to get a flag that comes in on the backside.
Yeah, that is a good pass.
And Hines is on his 4s here.
Ooh, Hines injured.
And that definitely is not good. We'll see what the flag is.
Most likely intentional grounding, as that ball really was going to no one.
and it's going to be on Loyola.
Although Hines had rolled out, I don't know if that changes the intentional grounding.
Yeah,
check.
and it wasn't a grounding, I don't think.
We'll see what this is then. With 58.5 seconds left in this first half, they're within field goal range. Connor Beck's long this year is 39 yards.
It'll be 37 as they'll decline the penalty of holding, but they're going to keep the offense on there. Timeout for Loyola. They'll talk it over, see what they want to do here. This is a huge, huge call in the championship game. We'll take a break. We're under a minute to go. So here's Connor Beck's on with a 37-yarder.
It's a big kick for him.
It would cut it down to 14-6, make it a one-possession game. Good hold. The kick away.
No good.
It's short.
It's a big kick for Connor Beck's. 2 yards short of his long, and he was not able to convert that one. It is very windy out tonight, and that is a rare sight to see. Normally, you see Connor Beck's consistent. He's got a good leg, but that time.
Yeah, just didn't strike that one well. And Concordia will take over still with a two-possession lead.
Now you wonder, would it have been more beneficial to go for it on fourth down? I mean, with the benefit of hindsight, of course, but it's a difficult call right there to make.
So it looks like Concordia just wants to go to halftime, looking to kneel it here.
Probably a smart decision. Don't want to risk any injuries,
Yep, and they will kneel it.
any
So
miscues.
they'll have one more to go, and then we can go to the half, 14-3. The Saints are in front.
Don's down 2 scores here. They're going to have to figure a way to get their offense back into this game. Their defense has not been playing terribly. They've gotten a solid amount of stops. I mean, there was that one fluke play with Bryce Davis taking it in for the touchdown. But this halftime is going to be huge for the Dons. They're going to need to discuss all of their aspects of the game right now, and that'll take us to the second half.
Yeah, they do not look good. Going to need to go to that corner and talk it over. Down 11, they won't get the second half kickoff, and they'll have 24 minutes to try and claw their way back into it in the MIAA Conference Championship.
And yeah,
So we're back for the start of the second half of the MIAA Beat Conference Championship. Loyola is down 14-3 to Concordia Prep, and which is shocking because they won the first time 41-9. So, I mean, the teams seem to be pretty even after these two games they have played, but after the first one, Concordia kind of came in as the underdogs, and now they are handling Loyola pretty easily and giving it to them, and it can get out of hand if they don't change something, and is the answer to the Loyola offense, who's only scored 3 points to put in Jaden Moore at quarterback.
I would agree with that right there because Jaden Moore so far seems to have the support of most of the sideline to be put in, surprisingly. That was kind of the main consensus throughout some of the people I was asking around, and overall it seems like everyone on the Loyola sideline is kind of hoping for their classmate Jaden Moore to be put in. But Marcus Hines isn't necessarily doing a poor job. He's been put underneath a lot of pressure, a couple of bad snaps, and it just seems like he's not really firing the team up. So you kind of wonder if Jaden Moore, who's had a couple of big plays at the quarterback position tonight, should be put in. And I would say yes. But
Well, that Loyola crowd is just going to continue to get bigger as they have their homecoming, the juniors and seniors. So some of the kids coming along, those juniors and seniors trying to get it going. But, I mean, it is not looking good right now for either side or for the Loyola side.
down 2 scores, they would need at least 2 touchdowns to take the lead. And they would need a field goal and an 8-point score in order to tie it. So this game right now is not necessarily out of reach. I'd say it's still within a solid couple of drives for Loyola. They could get back into it, possibly even retake it. But it would require virtually a whole new look. Hopefully what they did in the corner is reevaluate the offensive game plan, possibly make some good adjustments, but that's exactly what they need to do. Defensively, they've been doing fine. They need to figure out a way to stop Everett Dingle Jr. and figure out a way to fix that problem because he has really just been a thorn in their side all game.
Yeah, and again, as you said, the defense has really not been the problem throughout the game. I mean, they held them on one of the drives, and the kick was blocked and taken in by Bryce Davis, the junior, the big guy, picked up the block kick and ran it in, and everyone just kind of stopped. Even we stopped, and we didn't even know you could do that. But I mean, that was extra points that have really made it a 2-possession game here.
Yeah, Bryce Davis certainly changed the momentum of the game. Had they put a stop to that, the Loyola offense very well could have had some momentum given to them from the defense, but with Bryce Davis' score there, kind of changes the whole look of this game. Josh Derry is another big threat on the Saints offense. He's had a couple of good plays. I believe he scored a touchdown. And right now, let's see how this kickoff goes, because it could be a tell. Sometimes you can see just from the kickoff of the second half who's going to be doing well.
Concordia Prep will receive the football to start the second half.
Momentum-wise.
And Concordia is going to get this second half kickoff, which is just more to not help the Dons as, I mean, they had a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game with Connor Beck's field goal, and it missed, which makes it 2 possessions, kicking it off to start the second half. They really have to regroup.
And he kicks it.
Taken in by Derry inside the 10-yard line. Patient and taken down short of the 30 past the 25. And that's where Concordia will come out to try and put it on the Dons here, extend that lead and make it really troublesome.
Yeah, that was not exactly a huge return, but it certainly gave them decent field position. The Dons defense has got to continue putting pressure. They haven't gotten a sack all game, and for a team that has had 29 sacks on the year, this is kind of shocking. They've averaged almost 3 sacks per game, so let's see if they can get one in this second half.
It's a handoff to Austin, and he only gets a couple.
On first down, the handoff is to
It's a good way to start it for the defense right there. You kind of like to see that as the coach of the Dons. They plugged all the holes that were opening right there and shut him down. Austin hasn't really gotten a chance to make consistent impacts on the Loyola defense, but he certainly had a couple of big plays. In fact, the first play from scrimmage for the offense of Concordia was a big run from him.
The huddle breaks with 3 to the right, 1 to the left for Jordan Brooks. He's going to throw it on the screen. It's caught by Derry, and he gets stuffed. Great tackle there from Noah Bull, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is seemingly a whole other squad than what we saw in the first half, because they've been playing like they have in the first part of this season, where they just kind of shut down anyone that tried to get in front of the line of scrimmage. And this is a pretty good start to the second half for this defense, but this 3rd down will be crucial for them to stop and get the ball back to their offense.
It's 3rd down and 7. Brooks in the shotgun, takes it high, throws it across the middle, tipped up into the air and incomplete. Nick Dubois getting in there, and it's 4th down.
That was beautiful coverage from Nick Dubois right there. Kept him close and stuck the hand in there to really just break up that ball, pop it in the air. Possibly could have been intercepted had there been a couple more Dons in the area. There's some shuffling of players right now. It seems like they're trying to get the snap off.
Yeah, a little miscommunication here from the Dons.
Let's see what's going to happen here. Try to get set fast to the line.
Now they got to get someone on 2. But now we're set to kick it away. Bentz gets one high in the air. Elliott is going to let this one drop, and it's taken in at about the 44-yard line of the Dons, and that's pretty good field position to get it going offensively.
Let's see what they do for an offensive look for the Dons right now. This could be a different team if they play like their defense is right now, because that defense 3 and out, that's the first time we've seen that for the Saints. So this is a definitely different looking Dons team. Second half is definitely helping them so far. Let's see. Is that Jane Moore at quarterback? It is.
Yep, and that might be the change they need to get back into it.
We've been saying it all game long.
He's in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Gives it. Up the middle is Micah Robinson. Doesn't get much. Gain of 3, 2nd down.
Even though that's not a huge gain for Micah Robinson, it's not necessarily a bad thing. A small pickup from Micah Robinson on that 1st down puts them in the position to do a lot more things than had he been pushed back. They're not necessarily forced to pass. They can run it again. And with Jaden Moore and Micah Robinson in the backfield, running is definitely a threat. Marcus Hines is lined up as a receiver, so they've got some threats.
2nd and 7. Moore fakes it. Now trying to get out to the left and accelerates up for a gain of about 5, and it'll be 3rd and short.
As I said there, they were able to do that run with Moore a lot because of the 3-yard pickup from Robinson. It seems like they're taking more off the field here, though, putting Marcus Hines back there.
Here's a big 3rd and 2.
Probably.
Hines is now the quarterback. He's under center. Robinson, the running back. They give it to him. He's hit, and he fights forward.
Doesn't look like he has it, but I could be wrong.
And he got it.
Wow.
Michael Robinson, big time power running, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, that was a good call right there. Concordia pretty much knew it was going to be a run after they took Jane Moore out and put Hines under center, but still couldn't stop it. Micah Robinson, even though he had a lot of contact in the backfield, does what he does so well and pushes forward.
So ball at the Concordia 46-yard line.
Hines is the quarterback.
Hines throws it Across the middle, Shane Elliott with the catch. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Saints and taken the other way by Dingle. A huge play as Elliott made a big-time catch to get into the red zone, and right away the Saints get it back, and it has just not been the game for the Dons. That's the second fumble of the game.
And interestingly enough, last game that they played, they also had 2 fumbles, the most of the entire regular season in a single game for the Dons offense. And that fumble right there is going to entirely change the way that the second half is going. If the defense can hold strong and force another 3 and out, it'll give the offense another chance to recover. But really, that was just about the opposite of what you want.
Here's a handoff to Austin, who gets some room up the middle and gets to the 38-yard line.
A good run by Austin, power running. And picked up a solid gain of yards. It's going to give them some options on this now much easier drive for them.
2nd and 4 for Concordia Prep.
2nd and 4. That's going to give them the ability to pass a short and pick up the first down, or just another big run with Austin. Let's see what they choose.
Austin gets the carry again, and a good tackle made up there by Liam Powell to trip him up, and it's 3rd down.
Tackling has been pretty good for the Dons this game. It started off a little bit rocky, but so far, after first contact, there's not a whole lot of extra yards picked up from the Saints on most plays. And that was a rough way to end that first offensive drive for Marcus Hines. That was a very good pass from him to Elliott. Probably would have put them in field goal range, but now this game is looking a lot harder. Still a lot of time left, over 18 minutes.
No, that's really the first pass Hines has had down the field, had him in the red zone. Here's a big 3rd down. We're getting a whistle. Looks like some movement up front. That'll move them back 5, and that's a big penalty there. Gonna make the Saints almost have to resort to passing the ball here on 3rd down.
The defense of Loyola has absolutely changed this game. Without that 3 and out, the offense probably wouldn't have had the momentum that they had before the fumble. And even with that shift in momentum from Shane Elliott's fumble, this game is still going to be close due to this Dons defense. They've only let up 2 touchdowns, and frankly, one of them is quite weird, to say the least. So,
just really unlucky at that point. Here's 3rd and 8. It's a handoff, and they stop him up. Bold call on 3rd and 8 to run the ball. And Loyola read it like a book, and nothing goes. Keenan Gilchrist got the carry.
I like the Saints coach's decision there to run, even though it didn't go in his favor. It gave a new look that the Loyola defense was probably not expecting, even though it seems like they were. And it seemed to very much change some previously expected decisions.
This one is going to bounce inside the 35, and about the 32-yard line is where they're going to down it with 5:38 left in the 3rd quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dons.
It was a pretty good punt there. Rolled in favor of the Saints, but this is going to be a big play big drive for the Dons offense here. If they don't put up at least 3 points, they might be in a serious bad decision.
First and 10 here. Hines hands to Robinson, who breaks a tackle, and he will get just a couple here. They have really stood stiff in this entire game, really. I mean, Robinson ran very well in their first matchup, and today he has not done much. This offense hasn't really changed a lot throughout the game. Still just looks conservative. On the other hand, the defense has really turned around. They've settled in, but, I mean, Concordia wins the game if Loyola can't get to 14 points. So.
Absolutely. Micah Robinson throughout this game has had really only short pickups, nothing big broken off. I mean, he's had a couple of big short pickups, but overall, it's not necessarily going in the way he probably envisioned his championship night going.
And not sure really what happened there. Looks like maybe a handoff, maybe a fake, but Concordia was all over him. And that's a loss, and it'll make it 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, that was a definitely failed attempt to get Micah Robinson back into this game. As we were talking about, Concordia is getting their half of the fans hyped up. Let's see.
Yep, crowd getting loud here. Huge 3rd down.
Last time
Concordia
we saw
trying to stay strong again on the defensive end. Hines looking deep left. Man open. Incomplete. Good coverage there on the left side from Chekas McCullough. And it is 4th down. The junior makes a good play. Leo twists the intended receiver. But McCullough was right there. He had a little bit of space, but that's a tough catch to make.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a poor throw from Hines, a little bit behind where he probably wanted to place it, but that one right there was just, it wasn't really on the fault of anyone, but difficult ball, good coverage.
Yeah, that's tough to catch. This one is high over the head of Bex, and he's just going to pick it up.
Wow.
Now try and punt it, and this one is going to go forward. I don't know how he did that.
I'm not going to lie, that was the most
He
impressive.
looked like he was going to just let it sit there. Then he picked it up, and he got it to the 40-yard line at least. But, I mean, this is just everything gone wrong for Loyola throughout this game.
The snapping for Loyola especially has been poor tonight. It's been 2 have been fumbled by Hines, and that one was way over the head of Bex. Amazing play, really, frankly, from Bex to get back to that ball. Even though he overshot it, was able to pick it up, assess the situation, make a man miss, actually. Not something you see a punter do often. And then get it out. And that was the most impressive 10-yard punt I've seen.
Yeah, it will go for 10 yards, but, I mean, that really is going to – he kicked that from about the 5. So that's over 30 yards of a punt.
Under pressure, too.
Under pressure, having to make an incredible play. Dingle takes the snap. He fakes to give to Derry, and he's hit behind the line. He'll end up getting nothing. But now Dingle hasn't really done much. Has a passing touchdown in the game. They had something working with him and Derry, but now they've stopped it up, and maybe they don't do that anymore.
The Dons' defense has absolutely completed everything that they need to do for the second half. They've held strong. They haven't allowed any points so far, despite the decent field positioning that the Saints have been given on all of their drives. And they've neutralized Everett Dingle so far.
Dingle keeping at that quarterback position. He's going to go up the middle. Good read, and he will get about 9 there, up to the 31-yard line. This is a huge 3rd down, under 3 minutes to go, an 11-point lead. And if Concordia can get points here, it'll be a 14-point game if they get a field goal, a 3-possession game if they can score a touchdown, and that might put it away. But a field goal wouldn't put them out of it, but it would definitely help the cause.
They aren't quite in field goal range as of right now, but they're close.
If they were to get a 1st down, it would be tough for the Dons to keep them out of it.
So this is a big one.
But they got to get the first. Derry gets it, and he's hit behind the line. Big stop from the Loyola D, and they have been stiff in this second half. And it looks like that'll force them to punt. They may want to go for it, though. It's a weird spot here.
Yeah, they're not quite in field goal range, but they're not necessarily in
punt range, I guess.
Yeah, you can't really punt from here either. Well,
I mean, I would go for it. I mean, you don't really have much to lose if the Dons are going to get the ball at the 33-yard line.
That's true.
And yeah, they're going to keep them on. You can't kick the field goal, but a punt, I mean, it really isn't going to do much better. You play to win the game. This is the championship.
All or nothing.
Yep.
Although, who knows? Maybe Everett Dingle will get a chance to punt. based off of some other plays that we've seen.
Dingle is going to throw it, going to go out to the screen. It's Derry. He's got the first down. A huge, huge pickup there, and the chains are moving inside the 30-yard line.
Despite allowing that first down, the Dons defense has been playing quite well. Big hit at the end there, but there's not much you can do to prevent Josh Derry, who's been playing amazing throughout this game. He has a lot of speed that he can use to really just take advantage of any miscues from the Dons. And that one, they were not able to read that he was in the backfield there. He was a check down option, and Dingle took advantage of him.
1:18 left in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line for the Saints. Derry motioning in front of Dingle, and Dingle gonna keep it and get nothing. So Jordan Brooks, he's now a receiver, it seems like, as they are keeping it with Dingle taking these snaps.
Dingle is having an interesting game. He's shifted from wide receiver to quarterback multiple times. Has himself a passing touchdown, although that was not a very long pass, to say the least. And so far, they've just been running read options with him and a couple of checkdowns when he is throwing as a quarterback. But he's been doing very well this game, and is definitely having a good night for his championship.
So it's going to go as a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
Clock is winding down on this third quarter. Let's see if they'll take a play.
3 out to the right, 1 to the left. And Dingle is stuffed behind the line. He was looking to flip it to Derry, and he just decided to keep it, take the loss. And that Derry-Dingle combination hasn't really been working anymore.
Absolutely. They've definitely found a way to stop that, and the way that they've neutralized them is just a lot of pressure. I don't know if they're blitzing more or if they're just doing better than they were in the first half, but the Dons defense is performing in this third quarter.
So that will be the conclusion of the third quarter. Big trouble for the Dons. Down 11. They have 12 minutes to get 14 points. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. So it's 3rd and 14 for Concordia Prep at the 34-yard line of Loyola. Now Jordan Brooks getting the snap here instead of Dingle. He takes it. He throws it left on the screen. It's caught, but hit behind the line is Keenan Gilchrist. And Loyola is going to stop up the Saints, and I don't think they're going to be able to go for it now. It's 4th and very long.
Absolutely. Possibly in punting range here. I really don't know what you do here. You can't kick a field goal unless you're.
You can't really go for it either. They're going to have to punt it.
Need Justin Tucker in the backfield for them to be able to kick this field goal.
But Jordan Brooks is taking the field here. Maybe they'll punt it with him again. We've seen that in the game.
But this is a weird spot to go for it. I can't imagine that they'll do that.
I'd assume they're back to punt. They're going to have to watch that. And, yeah, he's backing up. And, oh, he shanked it. Wow. He shanked it, and it's taken at the 35-yard line by the Saints. First one was pretty good. They got it inside the 20. This time, Brooks did not get his foot on it, and the Dons will take over with 11:02 left. And now if they don't score here, it's got to be fourth down territory.
That might be the last time we see him punt that ball. That was off the side of his foot to the left.
I really don't understand why they weren't back to punt that one away with Ryder bent.
I'm surprised, too. I mean, maybe they didn't want to put it out the back of the end zone, so they wanted someone with less kicking power. But then again, I mean, that's a confusing decision for me. But he had a good one earlier.
This is it here. This is crunch time now, needing some scores. Hines rolling left, now throws one high in the air. This is trouble, and it's maybe picked off. No, incomplete.
Yeah,
they're going to say it was out of bounds. It was Dingle catching it, but they're going to say incomplete, and it went off the hands of Jaden Moore, who went up leaping for that. That would have been an incredible catch there. But off his hands into Dingle, and they're going to get away with the one there as Dingle was out of bounds.
Dingle was bobbling that ball as it came down to it, so it wasn't secure.
And when he went out, he didn't have full control. But, again, Marcus Hines, just not a great decision there. He has really not completed anything throughout this game.
Yeah, that was not a good decision. That was very close to disaster. At this point in the game, a turnover would be awful.
Hines dropping back, looking short, throws it short, and incomplete. Intended for Robinson, didn't really have anything there, and it's 3rd and 10, and you got to expect that Concordia crowd coming here. Momentum really not on the Dons' side.
Yeah, again, the Dons, all they need is a field goal to make this a one-point game, or one-score game. But this is intense.
Yeah, and here comes the crowd.
Loyola's crowd is not getting into it as much.
Marcus Hines still taking the reins. He takes it. He drops back to throw across the middle. It's caught. Jaden Moore, watch out. He's down the sideline. He's inside the 30, and he's down at the 26-yard line.
That was
a huge first down conversion there.
That was the exact play that they needed. That puts them almost in field goal range. So, barring a turnover, that is guaranteed points. Got Jane Moore into the game. Got Marcus Hines probably feeling a lot more confident about it. And Jane Moore, once he has the ball, if he doesn't have someone literally tackling him when he catches it, he can most likely break off for a solid more gain.
So they have it at the 27-yard line now. Momentum starting to shift. Student section for Loyola getting into it here. And they're going jumbo right now.
It's a strange formation.
Robinson takes the snap. Running behind blockers. Flag comes in. That may be a hold. You got to expect one with so many guys up front. And they're signaling for a hold. And it is on the Dons.
Yeah, that's tough right there because
that's killer, yeah.
That'll knock them out of field goal range.
Is a hold against the Dons.
So that momentum stunted a little bit. 9:59 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is a interesting drive. They've had 2 incompletions. They had one formation in which they had Micah Robinson take the snap, and then they had one big play that put them into Saints territory.
1st and 17 here. And, movement up front, crossing the line was Sony Matuge Jr., the senior. Big mistake there. And that'll move him up to the it'll be about, we'll see, it'll be 1st and 12. It'll be at the 29-yard line.
That was a big penalty right there. Made this first down a little bit less jarring.
2 to the left, 2 to the right for Hines. His running back is Micah Robinson. He looks left, he throws left, it's caught. Noah Bull stiff arming, staying on his feet. Bull into the red zone and close to the first down. They'll give it to him.
That was a very good catch and then run by Noah Bull. Smart decision by Marcus Hines, who in this second half has looked much, much better. Maybe it's the fact that they're mixing in some more plays with Jane Moore. Maybe he just feels more confident after a couple of big throws. But this is a huge game for him right now. And he is showing up in the second half, making good decisions after he made a bad one earlier. But he is definitely doing a lot better.
And Robinson is looking to take the snap. Formation we've seen so far in this drive, and Robinson doing a lot better right there. Hold the first time they did that, and he'll get to the 10-yard line that time, making it 2nd and 2. First down is at the 8-yard line.
Now you got to make sure if you're the Loyola offense right now to not count the points before they're on the board, but they're getting in around scoring territory. They're already in field goal range by a long shot with Connor Becks.
And they lined up in that Wildcat, and we're going to get a timeout from the Saints, looking a way to counter this formation. 8:17 left in the fourth quarter, time winding for the Dons, but they're making a stand late. So coming out of the timeout here, they are keeping that formation in the Wildcat. Robinson to run it, gets the first down to about the 5-yard line.
Wow, they just ran the same play again. Same strange formation with Robinson in the Wildcat, and Robinson has been picking up solid gains. That first down is going to be huge, though, because that is going to pretty much give them a whole new opportunity to score here. Now, they got to be careful. A turnover would be incredibly bad, so they got to prevent that.
Yep.
Play it safe.
But a touchdown is very much preferred here with that time running down.
Yeah, as always.
Moore. Flag comes out. He handed it off to Robinson, but it won't matter because a false start came before that. 7:40 left in the fourth quarter. Now, I say that they would rather score is because they might not have the time to score a touchdown if they settle for a field goal. I mean, there could be, about 6.5 minutes left, Concordia getting the ball and a couple first downs, and, they could be in trouble. They could get the ball back with a minute left, and needing a touchdown deep into your own territory is just not what you're going to want, especially with the passing game that has just not been great so far. But they're going to try one here. Oh, almost picked, and that was Trekus McCullough slipping down, and if he stayed on his feet, that could have been taken in by McCullough and maybe taken the other way.
Absolutely. That would have been a game ender had he been able to intercept that with just simply not enough time, and that would have been a momentum killer. But Marcus Hines nearly threw the game away with that pass. That would have been horrible, but he's very lucky that he slipped.
It's 2nd and goal from the 11. Hines to the quarterback, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Hines rolling to his right. Time. Fakes one. Now runs it and gets to the 6. Gain of 5. 3rd down. This is a big one, and it'll leave up a decision if they don't get it on 4th down as well. A lot to take in here in crunch time, under 7 minutes to go.
If you're Coach Zayu and you got to make a 4th down call here, what do you do?
I mean, if they're inside the 5, it's just, I don't know. I really couldn't answer that.
Yeah, this is a tough decision.
It's how much you trust in the D. I trust in the D. I mean, I would settle for the field goal really no matter what here, but they hope that they're going to get a touchdown.
I would agree.
They're going to go with the fade. Szymanski, incomplete. And it's 4th down. And
are they going to stay in?
yeah, let's see what they're going to do. They're going to bring on
Connor Becks.
that kicking unit, Connor Becks, 13 for 14 all season long coming into it. He's missed one today, though, and made one. This is needed. If it's missed, it's just about game over. 6:26 left in the 4th quarter.
Connor Becks does not really miss from this area of the field, though. But if there's any pressure from Concordia, that could very much change how this game is going to go.
23 yards.
Let's see.
Blocked! Unbelievable! Taken at the 30-yard line. And there's the play of the game. Unbelievable.
In what is probably going to be the most crushing play of the whole year for Loyola, that might end the game here. Not a whole lot of hope. This defense is going to have to continue playing, have to give their offense another opportunity. Keep in mind, they are still only down 2 scores, field goal and an 8-point score.
They're going to have it at the 33-yard line, and they need the defense to step up. An unbelievable play from the Saints.
That was shocking. Connor Becks is automatic from that area of the field. So with that block, that is just going to really shake up this whole game, possibly ending it.
Oh, they stuffed him. Austin, beautiful read there. That was Anto Saka. But that isn't going to get them the ball back right away. That clock's going to have to juice off. 6 minutes to go.
If you're in the defense's position right now, you're probably going to want to push them back as far as possible because you got to give your offense good field positioning. Any decision that is going to be made is going to have to factor in the time for the Loyola side. Because time is becoming a factor. 5 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock. If Concordia can get even 1 first down, that could possibly end the game.
A first down would kill the Loyola defense and really this entire team. They go on the screen. It's Dingle, and he is tackled by Maurice Barksdale. And it'll be 3rd down and long.
No matter how this game turns out, it will not be the fault of Loyola Dons if they do not win. Because the Loyola Dons defense, because they've been playing fantastic throughout this game.
Yep.
They've been giving the ball back to the offense consistently. They've been giving them good field position, and they've been putting stops on pretty much every aspect of the Concordia offense. Concordia offense, however, has been playing phenomenally. Despite their lack of momentum in the second half, they've still been able to drain the clock and make smart decisions. I mean, they've had a couple of weird ones, but not necessarily bad.
Austin, the carry, lost the football, and this one is recovered back by Austin. Ooh. Wow, it looked like it was just picked up straight, but I guess Austin got back on it, and that's huge for Concordia, as it'll be 4th down now, and they'll get to punt it into Loyola territory.
This is going to drain around 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's killer.
But there's still opportunities here, depending on how this punt return goes.
And we're going to get whistles here. Looks like the officials stopping the clock themselves.
Why is the question. That would have been huge had that fumble been recovered by the Dons defense.
Don't know exactly what's going on here. 4 minutes, exactly left in the fourth quarter.
They didn't count. Oh, there we go.
So now ready to punt it away, and no, never mind, the timeout from the Dons.
Timeout, Loyola.
That will be because the Dons counted wrong for how many men were on the field. They got a call that they needed to bring Brooklyn Jones in. He ran on, but they did not account for the punt returner and almost had a 12-man on the field call against them.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt because no matter what they do here, let's say they score, and, Concordia is going to get the ball back trying to juice out the clock.
Only 2 timeouts.
Now only 2 timeouts now, so
which
that's going to hurt them. But
with how Concordia's offense has been playing, they might not pick up a first down. They haven't picked up a first down this entire second half. They haven't made a big impact.
So Ryder Bentz on to punt it away, and boy, are the Dons in need of a big play. Concordia has had a lot more than them throughout the game, as this one is taken in by Elliott at the 43-yard line. 3:53 left in the fourth quarter, and the time now against them. And this is crunch time in the championship game. I mean, this is time for guys to step up and make a play.
I mean, this is huge. You got pretty much your whole school watching you right now.
Yep.
If you're the Dons offense, you need to make a next level play and not allow for flukes like the last one. Like, had there just been decent blocking on that field goal attempt, they would be in a much different situation right now.
Yeah.
Now they need to score quick, which is a whole different scenario than just needing to score.
Hines needing to make some plays here. He goes to the left side. It's caught. Noah Bull
Hurry up
to the
offense.
Saints' 45-yard line. They're going to have to move quickly here.
Enough for a Dons first down.
They can't afford to keep having their players go down inbounds. They're going to want to try and force it out of bounds as many times as possible.
Yep, get that clock stopped. Hines looking to run it, and he'll end up getting about 2 yards. That was a great tackle there. It's Troy.
Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9.
Dons are getting lined up. They need something here.
Hines drops back to throw, looking left. He went to go deep, but then made a great readjustment and completed it to Noah Bull. And this will stop the clock and move the chains for a first down. Ball at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line,
And
first and
it
10.
is 3 minutes right
Yep,
now.
3 minutes to go.
They are moving like they haven't all game.
Hines looks right, throws it right, incomplete. Intended for Elliott. Good coverage there as Gilchrist and McCullough were in coverage. Converged on the ball there. 2:49 left in the fourth quarter. And let's say you get inside the 20. Do you just go to the field goal right away and then try and go onside kick or, stop the ball and do something? Or, is this you have to score the touchdown and nothing else?
It depends on how much time you have once you get into field goal range. If you're in field goal range and you only have a minute and a half, you probably want to take the field goal to give your offense some time to be able to even have a chance on defense to stop them before the game ends.
Hines to run it. He's got room. He will stop, make a move, and fall down past the first down marker at the 22-yard line. Chains moving again. Clock stopped. But once it's placed, it'll go.
First and 10 from the
Clock is running now.
Yeah, they have time. They can take their time a little bit. Now Jaden Moore's got the ball. He's going to go with a read option, and he falls down backwards to the 15-yard line. They're actually going to mark him at the 17, excuse me. 2nd and 5. Moore takes it again, and he gave it to Robinson, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Sidney Stewart. A huge play there and that is the freshman making the play, and Loyola calls timeout with 2:05 left in the fourth quarter. So that really means that they're playing to score a touchdown and get an onside kick because they only have one timeout left.
They don't really have the opportunity to let their defense get back on the field, because if so, Concordia from this point, I mean, unless the Dons were able to score in the next 25 seconds, Concordia could really just nail the clock out without much difficulty. So this is going to have to be a quick score. The sidelines are certainly getting into it.
Yep, at the 21-yard line, are in field goal range, but it would be a tough field goal for Connor Becks. And can they even block, you know? I mean,
and that's the question. If you go for the field goal, is the fact that the block just happened on everyone's minds?
So to the left, to the right for Hines. A huge play. Third down. Throws it across the middle. Incomplete. And now a decision.
I think you take the field goal. I don't think you really have any other option.
Pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up fourth down.
But we'll see.
Looks like they're keeping him on there.
They
don't trust that field goal unit, and this is the game. 1:59 left in the fourth quarter. This will decide the MIAA championship. And here comes the crowd.
Their whole season comes down to this play. Can the Dons convert?
3 to the left, 1 to the right. Hines drops back to throw, looking left, throwing it left for Elliott. Incomplete. And that'll do it.
That is the game. Elliott had it in his hands. It was knocked out. Fantastic coverage from the Saints. And that'll be the end of the Dons.
Yep. He had it for a second. Couldn't quite hold on to it. And that's going to be the game. They can run out this clock. 2-possession lead. And after losing 41-9 on the road in their first matchup, they come back and their defense stands strong. That is just an amazing turnaround. Really great adjustments from that first game they've made. And they just look like the better team, made more plays, and that's why they're going to win it.
Right now, this has got to be a good feeling for the Saints. They are just going to be able to run the clock out, take themselves the MIAA B Conference Championship.
In the shotgun, and Austin will get the carry. Trying to
force a fumble.
Take that ball away. I don't know why they're not kneeling it down yet. Maybe. Timeout from the Dons, 1:43 left. I mean, I guess they will have a shot to get the ball back, but I mean, again, it really shouldn't. It won't be much of a shot, you know.
Yeah, this game right now is coming to a close. And a lot of demoralized faces on the Dons sidelines. Concordia, however, is feeling pretty good right now, to say the least.
And after this game, it will be the Turkey Bowl this coming Thursday on Thanksgiving, the 101st for the Loyola Dons against Calvert Hall at Johnny Unitas Stadium on the Towson University campus. And they'll play the A Conference champions. And with the way they look today, that should not be a great game.
Yeah, there is going to have to be a whole different Loyola team against the Cardinals if they want to bring home the Turkey Bowl. There has not been a Turkey Bowl won by the Dons in quite a while. But this is a chance for the Dons to win the varsity championship, and sadly, they are not looking like they're going to be able to. Concordia is going to kneel this game out and end Loyola's season on a low note.
Kneel down, so there's 1:38 left.
I think this will give them enough time to possibly have another drive, maybe? as they should be punting off one more time. I mean, Loyola would need a miracle, to say the least.
And we're going to, looks like a timeout. It was a timeout called before the snap. 101 left in regulation.
101 left to go in the game.
So this is interesting. Concordia just stopped the clock. 1 minute and 1 second left. I don't really have an explanation for that one. But interestingly enough, Concordia's offense didn't put any points on it in the second half.
No, it was all the defense.
Yeah, the defense of both sides after a kind of rough first half. Not even. I mean, both defenses played well in the first half. But this was an interesting game. I mean, neither offense scored in the second half despite many opportunities to. Concordia got shut out by the Dons defense, who've played phenomenally, to say the least, in the second half. But every time the defense gave it back to the Loyola offense, there was really no momentum. Marcus Hines had a rough game at quarterback tonight. A couple of missed opportunities. Shane Elliott almost had that ball there, but was not able to hold on to it. But
yeah, it would have been a great catch, but
yeah. Not much blame, though, on Shane Elliott or Marcus Hines there. It was just a difficult situation. Concordia is taking a winning attitude right now.
and it just seemed like all game the crowd was more loud on Concordia's side. It just everything in this vicinity has been Concordia's way.
Absolutely.
Playing
Throughout the
football
season,
on the field, it just did not seem like the Dons' night.
yeah, it wasn't the Dons' night, but this season has been impressive for the Dons. They've had a great record overall throughout the season. They've put up a lot of good efforts.
And there's still 4.7 seconds left. People
I
coming on the field.
4.7 seconds left in the game.
What were they counting down to?
Well, they didn't realize there was a play clock. They called timeout before that.
It's kind of weird. With 4.7 seconds, this punt should end the season.
So 4.7 seconds away from a
They might just
B
try and
Conference championship.
run the clock out here as opposed to punt it away.
Yep, Dingle to take the snap. And he's just backing up, rolling away, and he'll run out of bounds. Clock hits 0, and that's it. 14-5, the final score. The Concordia Prep Saints are MIAA B Conference champions.
Loyola Dons put up a good effort, but there is no doubt that the Saints had this game wrapped up.
Yep. Really just unbelievable play. It was special teams. I mean, they had the blocked kick of Connor Becks that kept it a 2-possession game, and then their kick got blocked, and they picked it up and ran it in. And those are those are 10. That's 10 points right there in favor of Concordia. And I mean, those plays right there could have completely changed the complexion of the game. But not just those, but just really everything.
This game.
Yeah, really everything. It was just, even when the offense wasn't great in the second half, the defense stood strong and the momentum was always on their side. And when the defense wasn't playing well, the offense picked them up early in the game. So it was really all Concordia, and they're gonna win it here by 9 in the MIAA Conference Championship. For Brooks Markle
And Asher Davis.
thanks for watching.